Hello, today I am going to be doing the It Isn't That Bad book tag. The original creator of this tag is Melinda from A Web of Stories, and this is basically just a tag about how you read and how you treat your books, things like that. So let's get started. Question 1 is, do you dog ear your books? I personally do not. I know that really bothers some people. If I see it in like a library book, then it doesn't bother me so much. I might fix it. I might undog ear it, although by then the damage has kind of already been done. But it's not really damaged because it's not like they ripped the book, they just bent it. And I'm not strict on keeping my books in perfect condition. I mean, I try to keep them clean and do what I can with them. I definitely try to treat them well, but books are just going to get dirty. They might get a little ripped, they might get a little torn. It happens, and I try to accept it and know that it's normal. And it also just shows that the book has been used and loved. And yeah, a new, clean, perfect book is really nice, but ultimately they're meant to be used, so I'm okay with it. I personally don't dog ear, and I think if I lent a book to someone, I'd ask them not to do that. I haven't lent a book to someone in a long time, but if I see someone else do it, it's not really going to fill me with rage, but I definitely understand if it does do that for someone. We're really particular about our books. We care about them, and that's great. Question 2 is, do you annotate your books? I currently do not. I mean, I do have like notes that I write down on my phone or in a notebook for my videos, but that's not the same thing as writing inside the books. I definitely think that's a fun idea though, and I think if it's your own book, then I think it sounds fun and cute to just write your thoughts as you go. That could be a fun way to document how you felt during certain parts of a book, but I personally currently do not do that. Question 3 is, do you roll covers or break spines when you read? Now, for rolling spines, I want to make sure I'm understanding what that is. Is that like if I were to take this and then like move it back like that, except more severely? I have done that with books, mostly with library books, not because I'm like it's a library book and therefore I can treat it however I want. I know you still have to treat those well, but I just mean because it depends on the kind of book. Like this paperback may not be the best example because it's newer, and this is just a copy of a book I read from the library, so I haven't actually read out of this copy yet. Maybe I'll reread it someday, especially to do a review of it, and I remember enjoying it, and I read it like almost 6 years ago at this point. But anyway, I may do it with the library book if it's an old paperback and it just folds well. If it's going to damage the book, I definitely don't want to do that, but I don't think it does. It personally doesn't bother me, and that can be kind of easy and satisfying to do for me at times, so I'll do it, but I don't force it. And I think generally when I'm reading a paperback, I'm not doing that. As for breaking spines, I don't do it on purpose, but if it happens, then kind of like what I was saying earlier, it's just a part of the process and it shows that the book has been read. If it's going to like destroy the book and make it fall apart, I'll want to be more careful with it, but I don't mind so much. Like I do have some examples to show. Now it's a bit harder to see with this because it is a darker cover, but I think you can see the spine being cracked a bit, and that doesn't bother me at all, especially if it makes it easier to read. I guess I don't have a lot of examples of that, and I'm not sure if I have any where it's like super cracked, like those romance novels you see in the thrift store. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I don't think I have any books like that, but I guess that's for like mass market paperbacks, which I don't think I have any of. But like even this one, like you can see it, but it's just not that noticeable in my opinion. Question 4, do you listen to something while you read? No, not usually. Some people can have background noise on while reading. Some people feel they need background noise. Some people will listen to music. For me, listening to music is too all-consuming and my focus will go towards that, so I can't really listen to music while reading. I would rather there not be like a TV or something on in the background, but sometimes there are other people there and you can't help it, and for me, I want to try to get better at reading with distractions because sometimes you will just be in that situation, so I do not purposely listen to anything while I read, but I'll still have like the air conditioner on, of course. The only time that's really off is when I'm filming. Question 5 is, do you read in the bathroom? No. Question 6, do you read in the water, such as a bathtub, in a pool, etc.? No, the idea sounds nice, but I personally am not going to risk it, but I've seen other people do it. Question 7 is, do you DNF? Yes, I'm certainly not against it. I will do it if I want to. I don't really have a rule for it. Like I don't say, read at least 100 pages first or something. Some people think that you'll just know if a book's not working for you, and I kind of agree. Now, if I'm reading a book because somebody else wanted me to read it or for some kind of event or challenge or whatever, then I might have more of an incentive to finish it. But yeah, if I'm just reading it for myself, especially if it's a book I just checked out from the library, I'll DNF it. So yeah, I'm not against DNFing. I'll totally do it, especially because I don't read super fast. Like some people say they got like a 300-page book and they're not really enjoying it, but they're the kind of person that could read it in like a day or a few days, so they'll just get through it anyway, especially for the sake of doing a review video. That's another thing. Because I do videos, I am more likely to finish a book so I can have a video of it, but I don't force it. There have been some times I've DNF'd in the past few years and it felt very freeing, and then I'm able to move on to a book I'll enjoy more. But for me, it can take quite a while to finish a book, especially if I'm not liking it as much, so I'm not going to spend that much time on it if I really don't want to. Question 8, do you ever read ahead or skip to the end of the book? No, unless maybe if I'm going to DNF it so I don't care anyway, so maybe I'm curious about a certain thing. So No, I don't do it, especially not on purpose. If it's a book I intend to finish, I'd like to read it just all the way through how it's supposed to be read. And I definitely don't ever skip ahead. Some people might do that. For me, I feel like I gotta read every part of something, watch every part of something, so yeah. I mean, I may not watch all the credits of a movie, but I do want to see if there's, anything extra in the credits or an end credit scene or anything like that. So yeah, I do not skip ahead. Wouldn't want to do that anyway, because then you might not even know what's going on later. Question 9. Are you book polygamous, i.e. read more than one book? Yeah, I do that. Sometimes I don't want to, especially with like a lot of bigger books, but sometimes it happens anyway. But yeah, I'm not against reading more than one book at once. Question 10. Do you own more books than bookshelf space? Currently, yes. I have a lot of books on this bookshelf. There are 4 shelves on it in total, and then I have the rest of my books in a cabinet and some in some other places. So I don't have bookshelves to hold them all at the moment, but they're not really overflowing either because I do have a place for the rest of them, so it's not really an issue. But yeah, probably get another bookshelf sometime in the future. And then there's a bonus question. Do you ever take a book without leaving a book at a little free library? I have not yet experienced a little free library, but that is something I've been talking about wanting to do. So I'm hoping to make at least one of those videos this year. I have some books that I'd be okay with donating to them, and I'd like to check out what they have too. I don't know if it's like a rule that you gotta leave a book if you take a book. Maybe it's just kind of like a common courtesy kind of thing. Well, I know that when I go to one, at least the first time, I will have some books to donate. So that won't happen the first time at least. But I probably wouldn't want to take a bunch of books, especially if I don't put anything in there. I'd want to be considerate, but I also typically really only pick up books that I'm genuinely interested in, so it's possible when I do it that I'll only drop off books and not take any. We'll just have to see what the options are, but then again, it's a little different when it's free, but I still want to be considerate, so to answer this, I haven't done that, and I don't think I will, at least not the first time. So that was the It Isn't That Bad book tag. Thank you for watching.